A shadow slides over the sandy floodplain. Heavy steps press into the dust. Water ripples, breaking the morning silence. Just ahead, the jaws of a giant split the surface. Both predators freeze. Each one knows what's at stake. Carcharodontosaurus stands tall, its head tipped forward, blade-like teeth bared. The intruder hasn't retreated. The Spinosaurus holds position, tail stretched, sail catching the light, snout leveled low over the shallows and jaws half open. Sudden tension. If either retreats, the day's meal is lost. If either presses too hard, it risks everything. Survive or starve. That's the rule. In this split second, neither will yield. Two giants face to face. This is Cenomanian North Africa, late Cretaceous, about 95 million years ago. On this river, space is life. Failure here means death by slow hunger. I'm Daniel Carter, and this is Prehistoric Rivals. Carcharodontosaurus edges sideways, weight shifting over powerful hind limbs. Its long, muscular tail hovers, never touching the sand. The ribs flex with each breath. Heat bakes the surface, and every second puts more stress on the system. This animal is built for command, a massive skull, low and strong, with jaws lined in a row of slicing teeth. The look is unmistakable. This is no scavenger waiting for scraps. Spinosaurus stands apart, but doesn't flinch. The river is its hunting ground. Long, narrow jaws, straight teeth, and a crocodile-like profile. It's taller when the sail is upright, but keeps its head low. Forelimbs hang ready, strong, but just out of view behind the slope of its chest. Neither animal turns away. The standoff doesn't break. Distant cries rise from the shallows. Fish are moving, herded by fear. Both predators know what that means. Action. Carcharodontosaurus makes the first move, lunging forward, jaws parting wide. But Spinosaurus doesn't bolt. It angles its body, using bulk as a shield and shuffling toward deeper water. Both know what happens if one trips. The other takes advantage. Every footfall is a negotiation. Carcharodontosaurus presses, forcing Spinosaurus to edge closer to the bank. Its tail holds steady as a counterweight, balancing the push. For a moment, there's an opening. The jaws swing at Spinosaurus's flank, teeth snapping shut with a metallic click. Only air caught. Spinosaurus pivots, water spraying, and answers with a swipe of a clawed forelimb. The strike lands, raking across the Carcharodontosaurus's shoulder. It's a glancing blow, but it stings. A mark is left. The crowd of fish, now in panic, scatter in the shallows. The opportunity almost slips away. Nothing happens by chance out here. Carcharodontosaurus regroups, backing off a step. The trouble is, this river is never truly empty. As both titans lock eyes, a third shape moves, smaller, faster, and bolder. A cluster of Deltadromeus, drawn by the noise, approaches the edges of the scene. They won't challenge giants directly, but if scraps are left, they'll risk a dash. Now, both predators are watched. Their conflict no longer private. The pressure builds again. Spinosaurus takes the risk. It plunges deeper, head submerged, jaws wide, and in one athletic move, snaps at a fish barely a meter from its snout. The water erupts as the jaws clamp down. Carcharodontosaurus charges, ignoring the Deltadromeus. It barrels forward, aiming not for Spinosaurus but for a vulnerable spot, an exposed hip just above the waterline. Body collides with body. The bank explodes into spray and streaming mud as Carcharodontosaurus's mass shoves Spinosaurus sideways. For a second, weight and force push Spinosaurus off balance. One move will decide it. But Spinosaurus doesn't topple. Its tail sweeps around, catching the Carcharodontosaurus square in the thigh. The impact forces the big predator back, enough to open a gap. Carcharodontosaurus steadies itself, claws scraping the sand, breath pulsing at the edge of control. Now the bank is a mess, a churn of water, sand, and scattered fish. Deltadromeus stands back, waiting, every movement calculated. Two giants, neither giving ground for long. Both animals are marked now. Spinosaurus bears the scrape of teeth. Carcharodontosaurus carries a streak along the shoulder and thigh. The cost of rivalry. But neither can retreat easily. The fish are gone, but hunger remains. The river isn't finished with them yet. A sudden current, the river swells as a distant storm sends water rushing downstream. Neither animal can plant itself with confidence. Survival shifts again. Spinosaurus moves first, sliding quickly for shallower water and dragging a stunned fish toward cover. Carcharodontosaurus hurls itself out of the muddy edge, coming to rest higher on the bank. Its jaws snap at a Deltadromeus that's ventured too close, sending the opportunist bolting. Advantage shifts again. One has food, the other has none. Nothing is ever easy here. As the current evens out, Spinosaurus drags its meal past fallen logs, tail up, sail bending in the breeze. It pauses in the shadow, one eye on the river, the other on the land behind. Every meal is earned by constant risk. Carcharodontosaurus paces the bank above, watching. Hunger grates on its nerves. This predator doesn't fish but hunts land prey most days. On this river, though, strategy matters. Both animals use what's built into them. The Carcharodontosaurus lives and dies by force. It's a landstalker, built for power. The Spinosaurus, at home in water, slower on shore, but a specialist at grabbing whatever the river offers. Everything hinges on this gap. The tension never leaves, not for long. Two giants, both apex in shape, but not identical in role. The Deltadromeus cluster fades back into the scrub, no opportunity here. Yet. A pterosaur dips above, then wheels away. Every animal in the Kem Kem landscape moves for a reason. Carcharodontosaurus waits, patrols the highest part of the slope where wind kicks up dust. A thin haze cloaks the ground. It picks up scents, scanning for anything edible. On some days, a carcass near the water's edge brings both giants within striking range. At other times, the only path to survival is to confrontation. But these meetings don't always end in outright victory. Wind shifts and brings a new challenge. Heat climbs. Small reptiles dart for cover, and both giants must keep active or risk collapse. Spinosaurus returns to the shallows, sail cresting above weeds, eyes always scanning for movement under the surface. Carcharodontosaurus starts down the bank, moving quieter now. It's hunting for something, anything to regain lost energy. The day pushes on. A commotion, splashing and squawks as a group of prehistoric turtles scatter. Spinosaurus lunges again, catching another small prey. Carcharodontosaurus makes use of the distraction by circling toward a dead zone at the edge of a drying pool. There, half hidden in silt, lies the remains of a medium-sized ornithopod, its shape broken up by layers of driftwood and mud. Carcharodontosaurus closes in, teeth exposed, and sets powerful jaws against the carcass. The teeth act like blades. Flesh is sliced, not crushed. This kind of feeding leaves traces on bone that last for millions of years. It's never a safe moment. A single Deltadromeus darts close, aiming to snatch a scrap. Carcharodontosaurus swings its head, jaws agape, driving the small predator away. Spinosaurus, aware of the sound, lifts its snout but doesn't approach. The boundaries between these two are clear. They compete, but each weighs risk against reward. On some days, paths cross. On others, their worlds stay separate. It's a game of tension, not eradication. The landscape forces choices every hour. Wind picks up grit, sting in the air. One slip, one wasted chase, and the odds shift. Carcharodontosaurus looks up from the carcass, body angled to block any approach from rivals. Deltadromeus skirt the periphery, taking nothing for now. The sun dips lower, shadows stretching, and Spinosaurus moves with purpose back into the water. Two giants withdraw, one with a meal finished, one with just enough to try again tomorrow. The scars of each encounter linger. Scrapes, missing scales, muscle fatigue. No outright winner here, just survivors, adapting and adjusting. Rivals locked by anatomy and environment. Nothing about this river is random. At times, prey vanishes for days. At others, carcasses line the banks after a flash flood. Giant fish beach themselves on sandbars, and everything capable joins the fray, even smaller theropods, crocodilians, and flying scavengers. But dominance here doesn't come from force alone. Every anatomy tells a story. The Carcharodontosaurus holds ground with low, slicing jaws. The Spinosaurus swims and catches what it can with a long, narrow trap. They hunt different things. That's the only reason this works. Every so often, lines blur. A drying riverbed brings everyone closer. Bones from past meals scatter across the sand, marked by tooth and claw, evidence for anyone who can read it. The day turns, sun falling behind a wall of distant trees and dust. Both titans have survived another cycle, but the next test begins with the morning. The river will change, prey will shift, and rivals will shadow every move. Survival creates the boundaries, sometimes through direct confrontation, sometimes by near misses, sometimes just by watching. Fossils of these animals, and the marks they left behind, paint a partial record of this rivalry. A landscape saturated with predators, meal remnants, and shifting territory. Researchers today still find their stories written in sliced bone, worn teeth, and the signature of water in ancient dentine. Somewhere down the bank tonight, echoes of this tension remain. Two giants are out there, still shaping each other's fates with every decision. This is what it means to share the Kem Kem world. I'm Daniel Carter, and that was Prehistoric Rivals. Until next time.